Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Vlogtober. Y'all, my beige flag, I figured it out. My beige flag is I get into bed and I poke at my phone, and the first thing that I do is not turn on sleep cycle and set my alarm. And then I fall asleep, phone in hand, and there's no alarm set. No alarm set. I found my phone. I woke up on my own at in the middle of the night. Don't know what time it was, have no idea. Vaguely recalled that I did not set an alarm. Looked around for my phone with my hand, didn't find it, and I was like, oh, well, and I fell back asleep. Woke up again on my own, going, no, my husband's out of bed. There's light coming through the window. If you know, during this time of year, light coming through the window means it's at least 7:30 in the morning. So I was like, guess I better get up. So I got out of bed, found my phone next to me, almost under my pillow, 7:41 a.m. Y'all, my goal is to wake up between 6 and 6:30. And here's the thing. I don't learn from my mistakes because I have done this before. Thankfully, only on days where it doesn't necessarily matter. I have nothing to do today except choir rehearsal this evening. I have a free day today. I have a completely free day tomorrow. Hallelujah, praise Jesus, happy day. I have small group tomorrow, but that's fine. Like all evening activities, 6 p.m. or later. No big deal. So it's fine that I sleep in, except I want to be getting up early. So lessons that I've learned from myself is you have to get into bed, and before you open a game or read an article or do whatever it is you're gonna do on the phone, you have to set your alarm. Lessons on a Monday morning. In other news, I was a terrible vlogger over the weekend. I haven't even looked to see how much footage I compiled and whether or not it's actually going to be a valid enough thing to put in a vlog that stands alone. Words. I cannot words yet this morning. Oh my goodness. But I will tell you this. Yesterday, Sunday, I had a wildly productive day and a wildly rejuvenating day all at once. I got up at 7 a.m. and I got myself on the elliptical and did a mile on the elliptical machine. I started a load of laundry, and then I realized, I'm like, oh, I gotta get ready for church. And my husband was already at church running the service, doing what he does. And I finally was like, you know, I have such momentum that I think I'm going to attend church virtually today, and it'll just save me the time of having to get ready, all that extra time. My friends that I normally sit with were out of town this weekend, so I was like, I'm not even going to have anybody to sit with. So I texted him and I was like, I'm coming virtually. I've got big momentum, and then I know when my husband gets home, it kind of is going to slow down, and we're going to shift into like date mode because it was my day to plan date night, which happened in the afternoon, and whatnot. So I was like, I'm just going to keep the momentum going and I will attend church virtually. So I emptied the dishwasher. I cooked the chicken for meal prep. I cooked the chili meat for meal prep because today I'm supposed to make crockpot chili. I did all of the things. I vacuumed some of the house. I need to finish vacuuming the house. I cleaned the bathrooms. I was a busy little bee. I got my 10,000 steps on the day I usually am lucky if I get 4. Like I did. Yesterday was a wildly productive day, and then we had adequate time to sit. We played video games for a couple of hours together. We watched TV for a couple of episodes together. Like, there was also adequate relaxation time, and I was like, man, what a way to spend a Sunday. What a way to spend a Sunday. So my goal is to continue that Sunday trend, but of course, next weekend I'm on at church, so I'm going to be up at 5:30 doing all the churchy church thing, so maybe Saturday? I don't know. Bottom line is, had a great rejuvenating weekend. My husband actually came in here not too long ago before he left to go to a DMV appointment, and he, kissed me. He goes, I love you. And I was like, okay, have fun. He goes, thank you for a good weekend. Just like, and he does that every once in a while when we have just like a particularly, like nothing special happened, but it was just a nice rejuvenating weekend. We spent plenty of quality time together. It was lovely. It was lovely. So today is the 16th. We are halfway through Vlogtober. I have videos scheduled through the 20th. I have all of this week's content ready to go, and which means I only need 11 more videos, and I will have successfully done, not even 11 because I don't do it on Wednesdays, so maybe 10. I will have successfully finished something that I started. I will have successfully finished something that I started in its entirety. I am not slowing down now. We are going to keep this momentum going, and I am so proud of myself. So if you have been hanging out with me for Vlogtober, thank you. I appreciate you. You make Vlogtober worthwhile. So what's the plan for today? Great question. I'm gonna sit down. Gosh, what time is it? 9:30. Oh my gosh, I feel behind. Oh no. But it's fine. It's actually fine because I don't have anywhere that I need to be or anything that I need to do except the chili. So today we're gonna make some chili. It's gonna be great. I love that it's soup season. I made an amazing soup over the weekend, my favorite soup of all time that I do not tire of ever. So I made that over the weekend, and then we're gonna have chili. So this week's meal plan is chili and soup and salads for lunch. All are interchangeable depending on how the spirit moves either of us. So we have those 3 things prepared. All are healthy, wholesome, delicious, homemade, mwah, amazing. So we have that. I am going to work out today. I'm going to vacuum the house today. And maybe run a dust rag over the things I didn't run a dust rag over yesterday. And then I'm gonna spend some time at the computer doing other things. So let's go have a wonderful, productive, and just joyful Monday. All right, my friends, here are the components for the chili that I'm about to make in the crock pot. Here's my crock pot. I am using one of those crock pot liner things because then cleanup will be nice and easy. I'm using, yes, pre-cut onions. Why? Because I did not want to put myself through having to chop up a bunch of onions. So I went the lazy route today because they were only $1.99 at Trader Joe's. I pre-cooked the turkey. This is, you can use whatever meat you want, depending on your preferences and whatever. I'm trying to make a really lean turkey because I can add some fat in other places to make up for it. So this is 99% fat-free ground turkey that I have cut up. My beans are going to be black beans this time around because I didn't go get chili beans. I sometimes will do like chili beans or a can of chili beans and a can of black beans, but either way, it's 2 cans of beans, garlic in however your heart measures garlic, 1 can of tomato sauce, and 1 can of diced tomatoes. And then you need chili powder, obviously, and you need brown sugar. Why brown sugar? Because while the chili powder adds the flavor and the spice and everything, the brown sugar evens it out and it ends up being just this most delicious combination of things. And then over here, I actually have red bell peppers, and I'm going to cut those up and roast those on a skillet because my husband doesn't necessarily love having peppers in his food anymore. So I'm trying to make the base of the chili with just the onions, and then I will add the cooked peppers to my bowl of chili when I want the peppers, so I can just throw in however much I want. So I'm gonna chop some of those up and cook them in a pan, but we're gonna get this going, and then I have to make breakfast too. My breakfast. It's breakfast on repeat, so if you've been watching Vlogtober, you've seen it a bajillion times. There's a possibility that I made too much, but we'll see what happens. It is currently, oh my gosh, it's 11. So this is brunch. It's 11:06. This is 2 eggs, Trader Joe's holiday hash, Canadian bacon, feta cheese. Delicious. This is Trader Joe's brioche pumpkin bread. Super excited about all of this. We'll see how intuitive eating goes with listening to my hunger and my fullness, because right now I'm pretty stinking hungry. All right, this is where I'm stopping. Yes, of course I ate both pieces of bread because it was the most delicious part. I'm a bread fiend. But this is probably maybe half, maybe not even half, or more than half of the other stuff. So I'm gonna just pop this in the fridge, and the next time I get hungry, before I eat a different meal, this gets consumed first. Come on, get your toy. Well, get it. Get your toy. Oh, you want that treat. As soon as I sit down. Hello. Come on. Oh my. Give me that. Give me the toy. Hey. Go. Okay, friends, we are in the basement. I am going to do my workout, which is going to be at least a mile on the elliptical as a warm-up. And then I'm going to do, I was checking the time, it is about 12:30. And then I'm going to do on Beachbody. For Fall Into Fitness, I haven't been weightlifting all that much because I just have not been feeling it. I've been leaning way into the intuitive eating side of things and feeling really great about the progress that's being made there. But in terms of weight, and I've been moving my body. Movement's not an issue at all, but the intentional strength training has been an issue. So I'm going to actually try Muscle Burns Fat, which is a different Beachbody program, and see how I feel about that slightly different approach. Because I did do Muscle Burns Fat once before, and I really did like it. So we'll see if that shakes things up for me enough in a way that encourages me to do it again tomorrow. Okay, so I got my second Haverdash box. For those of you that might not be up to date on Vlogtober, Haverdash is a clothing rental service that I am trying out because I had a free month. So I'm just giving it a try. This is my second box. I might be able to squeeze in one more before my month is up. This box is like the Goldilocks box because everything in this box is the same size. They're all larges. One thing is too small. I will show you that. So it's this little plaid skirt, like giving schoolgirl vibes, right? There's no give, zero give in this product. So there was no way it was getting over this bootay. I did try, and I was like, well, if I want to try and break the thing, I can keep going, but there was no reasonable amount of time, method for me to get this on my body. So this was too small. This sweater that I currently have on is too big. It's too big. I'm gonna wear it today because I have it, and I have to go out to choir rehearsal, so I was like, well, I might as well throw it on. I have a white cami on underneath it because there are, I don't know if you can tell, there's hole detailing in all of it. I added these things to my closet because they suggested that you should have like at least 20 items in your closet, lest the stuff you want to prioritize. And you can mark like, hey, make this thing a priority, please. All of the things that I marked priority, and there were like 3 of them, none of them were apparently available to send me, which is a bummer because 2 of them were like pairs of pants that I wanted to try. These were all like backup items that I wasn't really interested in, but let me try them anyway if you got nothing better to send me. And my box was all let me try them anyways. So this is too big. I don't know if it's because of the size large or because other people have probably worn this and stretched it out. I don't know. And then this thing is just right is a dress that is cute, but like, I think it's cuter actually hanging than on my body. It fits fine. It fits fine. The elastic waist is great. It gives me a really, really nice shape. I think that just the pattern of this as the entirety of the dress, including long sleeves, is a little bit overwhelming, I think. So I don't even know when I'm gonna wear this. I might throw it on to like film a video this week just so I used it in something, but I don't have an occasion to wear a dress at all. And also, I feel like when you put it on my body, it's a little not quite right. A little not quite right. On the one hand, though, it does have summer color season colors in it. But yeah, so that's my failure of a box. But again, I'm gonna wear this to choir rehearsal tonight because I can. So why the heck not? So I went to open my windowsill. I went to open my window and I saw this guy. This little guy, who it won't focus on, but I don't blame it, is one of those Asian ladybug-looking beetle things. I immediately went, oh no, and went to my living room. Let me show you why. These sons of guns. Can you even see? Can you see them there? They are in our house. They are in our house. There is at least 4 of them on our door in our house. And they will remain as such probably for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. And then they all die, and then we don't have to worry about them again until next year. But this happens every single year. Every year. Look, there's another one that just came in. Jerks. All of them. Gracie, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about the bugs? You gonna do something about them? You're not gonna do anything. You don't even know how to kill a fly. You're a terrible bug dog, and you're supposed to be a ratter. No, we don't want her to squish it. It's true. But, like, I want her to want to squish it. You're useless. All you're good for is being cute. You know that? That's all you're good for. Boop. All right, it is just about 3 o'clock now, and I'm sitting down to my lunch, which is Emily Bites creamy chicken wild rice soup that I made Saturday. So stinking good. Pro tip, add a hint of lemon juice. It will change your life. I was just informed. Where outside our door?
Step outside, close the door.
Step outside.
All around the frame and the window.
There's 1, there's 2. Oh, that's not even a ladybug. Oh, look, 3, 4. All right, I was expecting more of a swarm, but still. Okay, so obviously it's the next day. I never finished the vlog last night because I got home at 10 p.m. But there are 2 things that I want to chit chat with you about. And the first thing is taken directly out of the book that I recommended in a recent video, Tranquility by Tuesday. One of the 9 principles was take a night for yourself every week. Go back, watch that video, go back, read the book, like get the book. I'm not going to spill all the beans, but I was thinking about it because of how I was feeling after I got home last night. Yes, it was late. Yes, I was tired, but I was also wired, right? And when you do things that you enjoy, I was at a choir rehearsal. We're getting to the point now where we're memorizing music. We're turning it into a performative piece. We're getting the dynamics, we're getting the emotions, we're getting the feelings behind the music. And so it's a very soul-fulfilling experience to be there and to be creating this beautiful music with other people. And so even though I come home physically exhausted, mentally, I'm wired. There's an adrenaline rush from creating, especially as a generator, from creating something so satisfying. And it's a nice reminder that yeah, I could have been at home watching the hockey game with my husband, having a lazy night at home, but there has been something very fulfilling, even though sometimes in the moment, it feels like this obligation that you don't necessarily want to do. Like at 4 p.m. when I was working away at my computer and doing other stuff and getting distracted, did I really feel like driving half an hour to go to this choir rehearsal? No, I did not. I literally muttered at one point, I don't want to go. But I went anyway because I need to be at rehearsals. Once I was there, once we were doing music and in it, I was like, well, of course I wanted to be here. This is such a great thing. So it's really important. And this is the thing that's just for me. Right? It's a thing that's just for me. And it re-emphasized the importance of that point that was made in the book Tranquility by Tuesday about how you should take a night for yourself every week. And the overall concept is not obviously don't take a whole night. You don't have to do here's a 6-hour block of the evening that is all dedicated to me. But it talks about a choir rehearsal, a class that you really enjoy, meeting up with a friend for a walk or to play tennis or it's something that's just for you, that gets you out of the house for for even just an hour, but it is a standing appointment that you have with yourself every single week. That is something that's just for you. And last night was a great reminder of that. I was like, yes, this is actually really soul-filling stuff that has nothing to do with my job. It has nothing to do with what I do on the day-to-day, but it has everything to do with who I am at my core, truly. And I mean, honestly, not everybody's going to find their one day a week that's going to touch them in like their truest core, but I'm a musician first and foremost, and it's not an itch I get to scratch nearly as often as I used to in my early 20s and in college and in high school, quite frankly. I was in choir every day. And so this is a very soul-filling thing, and it's just a great reminder to go out and find something once a week that is just for you. More often if you can, but at least once a week, because it gives you that energetic recharge that you need. Even if it's an exhausting thing, it's still a recharge that feels really, really good. The second thing that I wanted to touch on, I was listening to a podcast that was actually about human design and not at all about intuitive eating. But one of the episodes was titled something about like wellness with your intuition or something like that. And I was intrigued enough to click on it and listen to it en route to choir rehearsal last night. And it kind of gave me a light bulb moment that was like in real time also so freaking obvious. Like, why didn't I think of it before? It's literally in the name. But an aspect of intuitive eating is listening to your intuition. Duh. It's literally called intuitive eating. But a lot of us think so much when we think of intuitive eating, we think of the principles of intuitive eating and not the overarching concept of intuitive eating, which is listening to your intuition. And some people are more wired to listen to their intuition than others, but about what they want to eat and how they want to. I got really distracted by the really tiny dog. I think that's the other Yorkie in the neighborhood that's walking down the street. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's that man with the tiniest little creature. Like, I can't even make it out. It could be a cat for all I know. That's how tiny the creature is from far away. But anyway, I digress. But it made me reflect on how many times I used my intuition just yesterday to make decisions about my wellness and my movement and my food. The first one was I went downstairs, you guys saw, to do my elliptical and to start a muscle burns fat workout. And I did my mile on the elliptical and I didn't feel awesome afterwards. I was just like, something felt not quite right. And I was like, like a little bit nauseous, a little bit weird. I'm like, oh well. And I started the MBF workout yesterday. I got 2 sets in to the first block of MBF and my body was like, you do not want to do this. You do not feel like this right now. You feel weak, you feel unsteady, you feel not happy about doing this at all. And so instead of powering through, which is normally what I would have done, I stopped. I was like, well, you got a mile in on the elliptical. You've been moving your body throughout the day. Like, you can stop. And so I put the weights down, I turned off the Beachbody app, and I went back upstairs and got on with my day because my body just didn't it didn't feel it. And it wasn't like I'm feeling lazy, I don't want to do it, but like it was genuinely I don't want to be doing this right now. And I feel like negatively about it, nauseous, weak, things of that nature. I was like, well, that's interesting and not at all what I want to be feeling the rest of the day. So I stopped. It was my intuition, it was my gut that's like, you shouldn't be doing this. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. And you know what? I feel fabulous about that decision. And then later, I made this chili, right? And the time came for like where my window that would have been appropriate for me to eat dinner would have been before I had to leave. I wasn't hungry. So I was like, I'm not really feeling this right now. So I left. I grabbed a healthy eating on the go bar to eat in the car because that sounded more enticing to me than a bowl of my freshly made chili. And don't get me wrong, the chili is delightful. I just wasn't into it. I was like, okay, fine. Oh, it's not a Yorkie. It's another little doggy. So then I ate my healthy eating on the go bar. And then as I'm driving home, the journey starts at like 9:30 or so, I'm driving and I'm going, all right, time for dessert when I get home. And then I'm sitting there going, oh, I don't think I'm too hungry. Then about 20 minutes into the drive, I started to get my tummy rumbling and I was like, maybe I am hungry. I should have something before I go to bed. And in my brain, I was already pre-planned that it was going to be an ice cream bar. But the more I thought about the ice cream bar, the more I'm like, I don't want the ice cream bar. Do you know what I really want right now? Cheese. Cheese is what my gut is telling me that it desires, not dessert, cheese. So do you know what I did? I came home At 10 p.m., my husband conveniently had a box of Triscuits already sitting out on the counter. Apparently he was eating them yesterday too. And so I grabbed the Triscuits, I grabbed the Tillamook cheddar cheese that was in the fridge, and I had cheese and crackers. And you know what? My body was so satisfied with my choice of no dessert and cheese and crackers. And and it made me think again, like, oh, I really have been listening to my intuition as it pertains to my health and wellness journey today. Intuitive eating. And so I was just a little mind blown by that, and I wanted to share it with you. So that's where I'm going to leave this vlog off today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another day of Vlogtober. Subscribe if you're liking the journey, and don't forget to hit that little thumbs up video, and I will see you tomorrow for more. Bye.